You probably run into a wall with your bench pressing, whether it is 60 kg or 80 kg, and you tried everything, periodization as in changing up your rep ranges, all the accessories, but the numbers are not budging. And I got a solution for you, step by step, that will 100% get your numbers moving up again. But just as a disclaimer, I'm not a powerlifting coach. I'm going to teach you in a hypertrophy world, because if you want bigger chest, the rules don't change. Your numbers eventually have to go up. And the first is your technique. You can't have wrist or shoulder pain, because any negative sensation will stop you from getting the most out of the exercise. The bar should be in the base of your palm and your elbows coming a bit closer to your body. How wide should you go on the bar? Honestly, that is so individual, but as long as you're not exaggerating it, it is fine. I usually go just one thumb away from my shoulder width because it helps me keep my elbows a bit closer to my body. And the second is, when you do the exercise, you can't just do bench press as your second or third choice. Remember when you weren't the first choice for your high school crush? It sucked, right? Not to mention, improving that relationship just turned into a creepy shit. You don't want to make the same mistake here. The muscle you start with in the training is going to get the best stimulus. Everything after that is just going to be worse. And the third is periodization. And it is not what you think it is. I'm pretty sure you heard that you need to change up your rep ranges for whatever reason. So it typically looks like this. Monday you do 4 sets of 6, Wednesday you do 4 sets of 12, Friday you do 4 sets of 20. Can you guess what's the problem with this in the comment section? I'm curious who gets everything right. First, the reps are only controlling how much weight you need to complete your set. Not to mention, how are you going to go past 80 kg if you have to lower your weight down to 50 just to complete 20 reps? And the second is fatigue. I'm pretty sure you heard that you can build muscle in the 5 to 35 rep ranges, and that's true, but they're not equal. If you need to maintain contraction, that is going to fatigue you. If you are feeling burn or your heart is pumping out of your ass, that is going to fatigue you. Anytime you have fatigue in your body, it is going to cut you off from the highest threshold motor units to help you terminate your set early on. Yeah, that actually doesn't sound great. You know why? Because it's not great. Not to mention how much your strength drops when you are doing a set of 20 to the next set. I'm pretty sure you have done 50 kg for 20 reps and then you go into your next set and you can barely do 10 to 12 reps. That is fatigue. That's why your strength is dropping dramatically. Stick to one rep range, preferably a lower one, like 4 to 9 reps. And you can do a really simple progression. It looks like this. For example, you have 3 sets. In the first set you did 6 reps. Second set you did 5. Third set you did 4. Now the next week or the next session you only have to do one more rep on one set only. And you just have to do this till you get to your 8 reps or 9 reps for the first set and then increase the weight. It is slow but a sure way to progress. And the good thing about this is that strength drop is very minimal when you are using lower repetition. And the reason behind it is pretty simple, because fatigue is that low when you are doing lower repetitions. Fifth is your training program. Clean out everything I just listed before and your bench press will blow up, especially if you are a beginner. But if you are at the high end of intermediate, you are advanced, it is not going to happen. This is probably just as important, if not more important, than everything else. And that is your training program. Because how does a typical push day look like? Flat bench press, 4 to 6 sets for 12 reps. Incline bench press, 4 to 6 sets for 12. Chest fly, 4 to 6 sets for 12. Shoulder press, 4 to 6 sets for 12. Triceps extension, 4 to 6 sets for 12. And 3 more exercises, but are typically chest exercises. Yeah. And this is the most common training program I see, because I see this daily, and not to mention I also have done it. And guess what? My bench press always hit a plateau. And these people are doing this training plan, they also hit a plateau. But what's the problem with this? Well, everything. Imagine if it wasn't even a bro split, but a push-pull leg split, and you're doing this twice per week. Most people are scared to lower the volume and cut out exercises, especially if they are not progressing, because they fear that they are going to dry out, because their chest is going to shrink, and they will disappear. And pair this with no progression, and the fear is just shooting up. Fatigue is a real thing. It is not just mental tiredness, it happens in your nervous system and also inside the muscle. And one stays short term, and that usually clears out if you keep a normal rest time, and the other one stays long term, and that can stay or last even 5 to 7 days. Now, what happens when you have fatigue present? Well, you don't get access to those high threshold motor units and they don't get any stimulus. Therefore, you're not going to progress. If you do 3 chest exercises back to back, not to mention all of them are at the stretch position, bench pressing, then you are going to accumulate a lot of muscle damage, aka fatigue. Not to mention, if you are doing high volume, that is also creating muscle damage, aka fatigue, and that will last till your next session when you are trying to see any progression. There won't be. And this is where people wonder why they are not improving. Don't worry, maintaining your current muscle is as easy as doing one set. Actually no, because that one set can even grow you. So the solution would be something like this. So if you do a bench press or a push day, you will have to start with bench press because that's the prio. 1 to 3 sets in the 4 to 9 rep ranges. Then a shoulder press, 1 to 3 sets, 4 to 9 reps. Triceps extension, 1 to 3 sets, 4 to 9 reps. Lateral raise, 1 to 3 sets, 4 to 9 reps. And maybe put in another triceps exercise or a forearm one or a chest fly on a machine. But you also don't have to. And this is just a sample training program. Your sets will depend on your frequency, and you don't want to do 3 chest exercises, and you definitely don't want to do 15 to 20 sets just in one training session, because it won't work. And you can tell me that, oh, but there is no but. You're not improving, right? So it is not working. And coming with one outlier, you don't even know because you're not following them, don't know what they are doing and what they are taking, is not a good example for why it would work. Change your approach, do everything what I just listed before, and I promise you, your bench press is going to blow up. Talk to you in the next one.